Hey Libra, it's MJ. Happy to be here. We're doing your August 2023 readings. So let's just see what we get. I'm MJ, I'm the founder of Ultra Love. You can check everything out in the descriptions, and if you feel free to book a private reading. These are general, so take what resonates, leave the rest. For anyone that resonates with Libra or has placements in the sign of Libra, divine guidance and loving clarity is my intention. So you're coming in strong, Libra. Okay, so it looks like there's maybe a situation that's warranting your strength. You're wanting, I feel like it's some sort of resolution or wanting to get to more peaceful grounds. I feel like it's somebody specific in your life and it's warranting your strength, and it's either you or them that's wanting to send a message, right? That's wanting to, I'm hearing like reconciliation. There's a sense of reconciliation with this Page of Swords. But again, it's you wanting to reach out and extend a reconciliation, or somebody wanting to reach out to you. Either way, this is a situation that is really forced you to be strong, you know, with the Strength card, like really stand in your power. And then, so once you have this communication or message that comes in, there will be illumination and there will be clarity, but sit tight with it, because I think there's going to be a few layers of revelation within the situation. This is possibly connected to your finances, to your homeland, to your life, just your whole life, and the stability of your life. There's there's going to be quick moving communication. There could have been something where like somebody else was involved meddling with the situation. That's why you need clarity as well. Justice, there you are, Libra. Okay, so regardless, don't worry about it. Everything's going to be fine with the situation. If it's a legal matter, you will triumph. You will come out on top, okay? Yeah, because for some of you, it could be reconciliation in a partnership where there's finances, like a business or romantic partnership where you have mutual resources, mutual finances, and you've maybe had a bit of a separation. But again, once you get communicating, once you get to like a certain commonality or common ground within that communication exchange, there will be at least illumination and a sense of eventually moving forward, okay? What's this Eight of Swords? Something's mentally blocking you though. In a way, so Empress in the upright, so I say like something's mentally blocking you from moving forward, and actually for some of you it's just you believing in yourself. You believing in yourself, believing in your power, believing in your diplomacy to communicate effectively as well. Like communicating calmly and connectedly, like so you're feeling connected, right? But again, it would appear just believe in yourself, communicate with compassion. The situation will resolve itself and there will be balance restored. Because again, it seems like maybe there was some random outsider person that came in and meddled and got involved and maybe spun a few lies or something like this and really upset the balance in your home life and your, like you felt pretty triggered. You've really had to stand your ground. You've really had to like fight for something to get to a better place. And it's almost like this final step is just reaching out and being able to communicate from your heart, from your connection to all that is. And yeah, this situation has been a very profound healing for you. And for some of you, it's connecting you to like the spiritual realm. So for some of you, this event, this situation, this legal situation or whatever went down, right? And wanting to communicate more, wanting to express more, wanting to find more clarity, and then offer up that clarity as well to people in your life or the justice system, whatever it might be. And the healing that's taken place for some of you is actually kind of breaking down a veil of illusion. It's helping you again tune into the spiritual realms, and then again, part of it will be offering up that perspective around your healing and around your spiritual connection, most certainly. So this is the end of a cycle that's been, again, you've needed so much strength. It's because it's been wearing you down energetically. I think a lot of you, this is sort of some sort of divorce or like just a major turning point in your connection to spirit, your connection to yourself, how you show up in the world. Obviously there's doubts and there's fears like, no, I have to believe. And then it all turns out okay. But in the meantime, there could be unrest in your home life. There could be a sense of limitation in your finances. There could be an annoyance with people meddling in a situation as well. It's almost like it's just this feeling of you're just going to have to let it go, or you're going to have to sit and rest. It's like you don't want to just keep this like taking it on. Just sit down, give yourself a rest, wait for some of the energy and information to come to you. But again, trust in this process, because you come out on top. The Libra Justice card is in the upright. So there's no doubt in my mind that you might be worrying about this. You might be feeling like you've got to stay really strong, and you do, right? But you will eventually be moving forward. But part of that movement forward is also letting go of thinking that if you just take on more, or if you just do more, or if you just keep going and this is really challenging, that will serve you. There's something here about letting go of the control, letting go of the worry, letting go of meddling. If it's you meddling, like letting go of meddling and just legit be present. And look, there's the Justice as well. So the Justice right here. And there's a profound clarity, right, that comes from this Justice energy. And truly, for some of you, you might be going into a courtroom for some reason. You might be like, you might be having to go into the city to documents, sign documents, or right. But there's this movement forward. It's coming to light, it's coming to justice. I mean, it's easy to say it. It's much easier often to be here talking, right? And yet all of this stuff that most of us on these sort of channels talk to are aspects of self that we've worked through too, and have gone through as well, which is how we can have the insight of what these cards, what these energies are highlighting within the vortex of other. Because from that quantum spiritual perspective, we are all one. We all really do operate more similarly and more in that kind of unity aspect than we realize. But of course, through evolution or what have you, we appear to be functioning from the illusion of separation, which increasingly is creating more havoc and chaos and pain and sort of a downturn in that species evolution. Hence where and why and how we're all having to heal these generational wounds, false perspectives, right? Perspectives born of separation, and come back to the heart, which is the unity perspective of the human consciousness, right? The body of Christ. The body of Christ is really just the human being in the altar of God, right? Connected from within. Anything else is just the human ego trying to claim its power over the illusion it created. The shark card. Wow. Again, this I feel is connected to what you're facing in as far as having to be strong. And that, that can be, this is an awareness for Libra too. Libras are so desiring of balance and peace that they can negate themselves. They can deny their truth or deny their sort of fierceness or power or dark side, like deny that just to keep the peace. That's something that probably isn't serving you anymore. So there is an integration of the dark, an integration of, I almost want to say, a predatory energy that might be harboring somewhere in the shadows that you're finally ready to like look at and release and love it. Like there's something here about the way we integrate the shadow is by loving it and how it fundamentally, the shadow is about bringing us to greater wisdom and awareness and light. So we can't keep the rejecting and shaming the shadow, just makes it bigger. It just makes it more like powerful, or try to keep it at bay. It's like, well, no, you're going to have to look at it, shine light on it to diminish its power. Oh, lovely. I love getting this card, the Maiden. This is, again, another layer of spiritual advice for some of you. It's just to drop into a lot of self-care. Venus is going retrograde. You're ruled by Venus, I believe. So there is a sense here now of, trusting the process, coming back into greater balance and justice, knowing your worth and your strength and how powerful you are. And then for some of you, just getting connected, booking a massage, doing a bit of that sensual self-care. For some of you as well, I'm getting a strong feeling of adorning yourself. Like, I'm thinking of jewels or gems or crystals, but it's even that I'm seeing like mermaids, and when they're all like clustered on the shore, and they might be like doing each other's hair or something like this. So there's something, and this can be in your own private cave, right? Like just en privé. This isn't something you have to show anyone necessarily, right? Or do with other. This is just you in your own intimate space, being intimate with yourself. Weird. Okay, so some of you, it's because there's possibly a connection with your sensual sexual energy and your power and your ability to connect psychically. I'm not sure what that means, but if it's resonating, feel free to share. But yeah, there's this sort of connectivity that you can drop into that then allows you to shift into like a different way your mind works, which again is beyond the veil. So it's like, maybe for some of you, even stumbling across a reading like this is like giving you permission to integrate the shadow and like tune into your sensuality and your psychic abilities, because it's all connected to the integration and the evolution coming back to justice. So not carrying other people's burdens, not sacrificing yourself or people pleasing to keep the peace, but standing up for yourself, knowing that you're healing, knowing that you're whole, knowing that you're coming into a greater justice, so a greater benevolence and a sense of balance in your life with a clear perspective, right? It's all very happening here for you. And then just again, for a few of you, there's a sense of like the way you look after yourself, the way you adorn yourself, again, putting jewels on, getting your hair done, whatever it might be. There's something about you embodying more of your authentic Venetian qualities. It's not about what society says. It's not about what other people say. It's about how you connect to your value and how you connect to your sensuality, your worth, and fundamentally in like how you want to show up. What do you think is beautiful? How can you love and respect yourself and get better at maybe saying no to people or letting people down, but then realizing people get over it and it's no big deal. Like this was huge for me, realizing that disappointing people is part of life. I can process disappointment. I'm okay if people, I never want to put pressure on people. Like, oh, if you don't do that, that's okay. Like, even though I might want that. So it's like, all of us are having to discern that appropriateness of give and take in our relationship. And for some of you, there's just going to be maybe even one situation where you're like, I just can't do it like this anymore. Sorry. See ya. But again, I say see ya, but then the deeper layer here is that for a lot of you, this is about being able to communicate your needs effectively, not worrying about disrupting the peace or kind of, putting a ripple in the water. There's something here that you understand, knowing that the ripple is healing. And that even if it's a bit unsettling, those ripples extend themselves and they can affect people in ways that we don't even realize. But ideally, we project that they're positive ones. So for you to learn that lesson of not taking on other people's energies, trying to push it forward just because you can, because you're strong, or because you have that will. It's something like to really step into greater balance, you're going to have to lay down the sword, lay down the kind of strength or that projection of how strong you are. You can lay that down, let yourself rest and just sit on the throne and let the balanced energies come to you, right? And luxuriate. luxuriate your femininity, your masculinity, luxuriate your creativity. There's a lot going on here. There's a really beautiful sense of like birthing your new life in a way that you truly desire, want, need, and feeling really connected at the same time, grounded, connected, partly because you've integrated that fierce, that shadow, that predator, that part of you that you might have been scared to look at, right? So yeah, things will rebalance. I feel like I just do want more clarity for that. Yeah, there's a renewal. For some of you, there's this movement in the pentacle, but as this is maybe nearing the end of the month, but there's sort of a progression in the pentacle, again, after maybe some instability, some pretty major sense of loss and instability, right? And then it's like, as you reattune, as you heal, as you there will be movement in the pentacle. It is a progression. It's not the 10, right? It's a 7. So there's a sense of manifesting through your creativity. Because the judgment can be a movement as well, movement, right? A renewal. So parts of your working manifest reality and how you pull in resources, that's possibly going through shapeshift. You might endeavor to use some of your creative juices actually to manifest some of that. And then that will continue to build momentum for you to truly birth what it is that you're here to do or create, which really is just you being yourself, like all of us, right? But there you go. Okay, so that's your reading for August. Let me know if that resonates and how it lands for you guys. I'm aware that I did the Virgo reading live somewhat by accident, but I remember, and then I realized because I had comments, high five hymns. But anyway, normally for all these readings, I'll be publishing to the Patreons, first access ad-free for, up to 24 hours. But for these ones, the Patreons are going to get them about a week or so before everybody else. So if you're wanting to join the Patreon, you can join for £5 to £22 per month, or dollars even, and you'll just get access to everything basically before everybody else. And then you usually just offer a little bit of discounted sessions or a few other little additional in the moment perks for Patreons as well. So feel free to check that out and feedback to me if these resonate with you. I really love connecting with all of you. So have a great month of August, Libra, and I'll see you guys real soon.